Welcome to this video on connecting to data with Tableau. You can download the dataset to follow along in your own copy of Tableau. Tableau can connect to many data sources. You'll notice here, in the Connect pane, we have a long list of native connections to all sorts of data sources, regardless of whether they're local files or databases on-premises or in the cloud. Today, we'll be using the Global Superstore Excel file available for download under this video. Superstore is a dataset of sales for a global retail chain that sells furniture, office supplies, and technology goods. Each row of data represents a single item in a transaction. To connect to the Superstore file in Tableau, click on Excel, navigate to where you downloaded the file, and click Open. Tableau now brings us to the data source page. On the left, we can see all the sheets in the Excel file. Sheets in Excel are treated the same as tables in a database, and we can choose to connect to a single table or to join multiple tables. Simply drag a sheet to the canvas. Tables can be renamed simply by double-clicking on the name. The menu brings up options related to the data source. We can see the data down below in the grid. There's a lot we can do on this screen. For example, if our column names aren't ideal, we can double-click and rename. Clicking on the data type icon allows us to change the default data type for that column. The drop-down caret contains a whole menu of more advanced options. For more information on how to shape your Excel and text files for analysis in Tableau, please refer to the data prep video. A workbook can have multiple data sources. Just click the Add Data Source button. Note, clicking Add will add a connection to the same data source, setting up a cross-database join. For more information, see the video on cross-database joins. To add another data source entirely, use the New Data Source option in the toolbar. To connect to a locally saved extract when connecting to data, choose Other Files, then simply navigate to the extract on the machine. To connect to a data source your organization has published to Tableau Online or Tableau Server, choose Tableau Server and enter your credentials. This will show you every data source you have access to. As a note, you won't see the side pane when connecting to a data source from Tableau Server or Tableau Online because the data source is predefined. But for now, I'll connect to a database directly. Note, you will not be able to follow along here unless you have access to a database. I enter the relevant connection information, and at this point, I can select from any of the schemas I have permission to access on the server. I'll choose FAA, and here's the table in the database. We can rename the connection here. I'll call it Flight Data. Something to consider before we begin analyzing our data is if we want to connect live or extract. Connecting live leaves the data in the database or source file. This is best when we want to leverage a high-performance database's capabilities, or to get up-to-the-second changes in data visualized in Tableau. That being said, sometimes connecting live can result in a slow experience, depending on the database. The other option is to extract the data into Tableau's high-performance in-memory data engine. This can help when connecting to a slow database or to take query load off critical systems. We can also choose to only import some of the data and bring in specific elements. To access these options, click Edit. When we're ready to get to work, click on Sheet 1 at the bottom. Now that we're connected, I'm going to switch over to the data source that you have access to. You can easily toggle between data sources here at the top of the data pane. And we can see our column names here, broken up into dimensions and measures. If we want to look at our data, say Sales by Order Date, and drill down to get quarters, and maybe put year on color, it's that easy. What if we realize we need to bring in additional data? we need to edit our data source. With the data source we want to modify selected, click on the Data Source tab at the bottom. Let's drag our Returns table to the Orders table. The icon here indicates Tableau has automatically joined these tables as an inner join. Click on the Join icon to show the details. The default join clause is shown here. Tableau has figured out that Order ID is a common field between these two tables. If desired, we could edit the join clause or even create a new one. Right now, the join type is an inner join. For this data, we could also select a left join. Right or full outer joins may also be available if your data source supports them. For more information on types of joins, please see the Joins video in this section. For now, we'll select left and close the dialog. Again, we can verify the data down here, and it looks good, so we'll click back onto our sheets. We now have both orders and returns in our data source, and we can see which column headers are showing up under which table. Using a field from the Join table is as easy as any other field. Thank you for watching this video on getting started with data in Tableau. We invite you to continue with the free training videos to learn more.